Good morning from the Pearl of Africa, Uganda. It's another new episode with me, Daudi Alaba, in the Daudi Alaba Laboratory. We are going to be seeing another new thing. Actually, it is very great excitement for me in particular. I would like to inform you that as the community member, we have another chance to acquire a new project of poultry farming. Thank you so much for being part of this journey and for being in desire to feed the population and to be part to make that, to see that we make the world a better place for us to live in. In this particular moment of the time, it's very early in the morning. The sun has just set off. So we are already in our second day of the work. I told you that we acquired another new project for the laboratory. It means there is also another learning point center for us to go. It is chance for us to make the world a better place for us to live in. We have already started the job and we have already started putting up the poles. There is aggregate, there is sand, and the poles are already planted. So it means the work is already going. If you can see in the background, there is already one person who is already working. So we shall be explaining to you what particularly is the intention of this video is actual about the whatever, making the impossibility to become possible. And why I am saying this is because if you observe my location, you may find that there is water running around here. And this location is in a little bit swampy, but the place is still fine. And the only thing is, in Uganda, you may not understand it clearly, like the issues concerning the rain. You will find this is December, which actually is expected to be the driest season of the country, and you can still observe around everywhere looks very green. It means we had unexpected rains, which keeps flashing over, and then after all, we cannot expect like the anything like it is dry season. It means everything appears to be green. So now, when it comes to the aspect of poultry rearing, there are things which must be avoided or controlled 100% without compromising on anything that concerns them. So one of the things is the biosecurity of the farm. It means it is very, very important to cater for the biosecurity. So what does it mean by biosecurity? These are the measures that the farmers should take to make sure that the birds or the poultry is not affected by the disease or the sickness. And if you observe clearly, our ground looks a little bit muddy. There is a lot of mud and also some kind of water which has been logging around. And this one is particular because of the rain that has just flashed. Yesterday when we were about to start the work, it rained about 5 hours. So it means the work has been interrupted so much, but still we are able to do it up to this far. And with this progress, we are very sure that tomorrow we shall make it a little bit further than this. And then within only 10 days, this is the allocated time that I have set for this project. It means we shall be finishing our house. And what we are going to be building here is a double storage chicken house, which actually we have already started so gracefully by putting the poles. You can see the heights of the poles, which runs up to that far. It is very tall poles. It means the reason is because we want to put double storage. And why we are going to put double storage here is number one, because of the biosecurity. For the poultry, I said biosecurity is the number one thing that you must not gamble with. So when it comes to the biosecurity, I am talking about, you can see there is the houses all around. It means the place is within the settlement, the human settlement. So because it is the human settlement, it means people may be moving around. And lucky enough, our place doesn't have clear road where very many people keep passing around. So we have some bit of advantage, but still I can see there is a very stream of road here where people can also pass. And now to avert that, what we are going to do is we are not going to keep our birds in the lower section of the farm. And also, in addition, that there is also water logging around, like these streams which keeps running around here. So it means we shall be keeping them in the upper section. So why we are doing that is because we want like at least a distance from people, like the visitation people who would come and be just peeping them, seeing them through the open space which is left for air to pass through. We want to avoid that one. And now the second thing that we are going to be doing here is the structure. You see, this is the first chicken house that somebody built here before we acquired this place. So it means when this person built, I think the person did not have enough information about it. And the space that the person left for aeration and the structure itself, I totally disqualify it. What we are going to do, we are going to leave this structure to be our store, and there is another small room here which we are going to be leaving it for somebody who stays there to sleep in, and this other section of it will remain as a store. And what we are going to do, we are going to remove this roof. After removing this roof, our upper section will extend up to the roof of the building, so that we increase the surface area over which our birds will have the space. So it means our house will be some kind of L. So what we are going to be doing here is now to focus so much on how to limit the direct entry of sun heat from entering into the chicken house, because here the sun comes from east and then it goes to the west. What we shall be doing is to make sure that there is no direct entry of sun heat inside the chicken house, because when the birds keep piling, because they want the sun heat, they want to feel that vitamin D. I don't know, I think they also like it. But to avoid that, when they keep piling themselves, it means they will congest themselves, and then some of them will die at that verge, because they can easily die because of congestion. So what we are going to do to that is to make sure that there is no direct entry of sun heat, just for the LO side of the house. But for this other structure, it is going to be 100% fine, because from this other end, we shall be putting the iron sheet from down up to up, so that there is no any direct entry of sun heat inside there. And why we are doing all these ones here is we have the reason to explain, because we only have this land, and instead of this land to be staying here idle, we have decided that we can still do something with it. Though the location and everything around, we can still manage to do our best to make sure that we don't gamble with the biosecurity, and also we still get what we want from this project here. So when the best is not available, the available automatically becomes the best. So that is what we are focusing on, and we are going to make sure that our available resource becomes the best resource that we have here, by making sure that our house is very strong and is biosecure. We're also going to be putting the fence around the farm, so that people don't have direct entry into the farm. And this is exactly what I'm explaining to you here. Why I'm talking all these ones is because of these waters which are logging around. We are going to divert their direction, such that they are not directly into contact with the farm. So what we are going to do here is to bridge this one. We are going to cover the surface so that water goes inwards, and then from that point there will be no direct contact from water to the birds. Why? It is because water is coming from somewhere. You never know that water may also carry some sickness which attacks the poultry. So those are the things that we are going to avert, and I am here just to tell you, there are some people who may be having land, and the land may be in wrong locations. Especially this is not in rural area. Land over here is very expensive, so we cannot get another land to do farming here right now. It is very far from the first farm that I always talk about. So I'm going to be sharing with you how we are building this structure. You can only see there is a skeleton of the structure which is being started, and the work will continue for about 10 days. And on these 10 days, I will keep sharing with you our progress. So like what you have seen right now, the poles I told you, they are very long. We are still going to measure their lengths and other things. But still, it is very, very good that we have seen the progress up to this far. Though we had the interactions, and then tomorrow we expect it to be even another different thing that will be appearing here. So I have explained to you how we are going to build the house. It means our chicken house will start from the second level. It will go through over the other house, the upper level of the house. We shall not see the iron seat like that. We shall only see the iron seat for the chicken house up. So it means our house is going to be a little bit bigger. But according to the size of the land is just very small, but we are going to make some economics to make sure that we have enough out of this small piece of land. And when it comes to the house, the mess will never remain like this. And I will give you a clear example with what we have already done with this other house that is already built. So it means the land which is down can be maintained into a certain level where water cannot log around. And look at this house. It is at the same particular place, but if you see inside, there is no any single problem which is concerned with the water. And because of that, this is exactly what we are going to do. It means you raise the foundation or the slab a little bit higher, such that there is no risk of the water coming up. So we are going to pour a lot of concrete here so that we avert those risks of water logging in here. It is time for us. If you are a young person, you should be congratulating yourself for the wonderful things that you have done.